I always have this question in my mind, who am I? And find out what is this I that I'm clinging to.
28% of the Danish population are not a part of the Danish folk church. Amongst these 28% is 18-year-old Peter, who has been practicing Buddhism for most of his life.
When I was little, I thought I was Christian, because that's what they teach us in school. And then I came home and then I said to my mom that I was Christian. And then she was so confused. She was like, no, I'm Buddhist. Then I got interested in Buddhism because she was practicing Buddhism. And 1.5 years ago, I became a monk. And then I met my master. He's a Zen master. There's not a lot of them in Europe. And he introduced me to Zen Buddhism. Yeah, and since then I've just practiced that. Before that, I was practicing Pure Land Buddhism. And that's because of my mom. So this is when I just got ordained as a monk. Not a full monk though. Normally the monk vows are 250, I only had 10, so I didn't have all the vows. I have many different ways of practicing it, because it's all in my head, so to say. So that's what makes it so flexible. I can do whatever and practice Buddhism. I think the most important aspect is that as a Buddhist, you take refuge in Buddha, which means that, we live in a world of suffering, and we see Buddha as the one who came out of it. And that's why we see him as the only reliable teacher in this world. So we don't follow our desires, hatred, our ignorance. We see Buddha as the only one who can take us out of suffering.
A typical ceremony at the temple in Tilst consists of the monk teaching the word of Buddha and reciting mantras. The purpose of mantras is not to be taken literally, but rather a rhythmic key into samadhi, the Buddhist word for meditation.
Yeah, monk or meet Buddhist now giác thanh. Giác là between up walking or thanh between freely.
Det forhold, der er mellem munk og lægmand, det er, hvor man ser munken som sin mester. Man vil godt lære fra dem.
Han har mange mestre. Vores tempel er hele tiden Mahayana, Buddhas lære, og mantra.
Ja, man prøver at gå ind i meditation, som vi kalder samadhi. Og det er det, som vi bruger mantra til. Man kan sige, at det er på en måde en nøgle eller en dør til at komme ind i samadhi.
Buddhists like Peter practice many different types of meditation. At home, he often meditates, whilst doing other activities like calligraphy and tea ceremonies.
Whenever and whatever I'm doing, I think about it and try to concentrate on a specific thing, and that's for me is meditation. That could be when I'm cleaning or when I'm doing work in my garden. Then there's the tea. I do tea ceremony, and it's very Zen, how you imagine Zen to be. That's meditation for me.
After each ceremony, volunteers make and share food with the other Buddhists for good karma and for an opportunity to connect with other members of the temple.
So a lot of the Buddhists here are very faithful. They practice a lot, and that affects the whole community. I would actually say it's thriving here. You have both good and bad seeds, and if you choose to water the good seeds, then you'll see the fruit of that. But I think there's always dark seeds of your personality. So in some sense, I also have to realize that and accept that, instead of trying to destroy that concept of I.